Nikola
Pekovic.
Yes.
Stop it.
He does, man. He's got some
Are
of
you out your mind?
He overpowers guys.
Stop
I
it.
mean, it's like a little version
Cut it
of
out.
Okay, all right.
Send it to Kevin before I body slam this guy.
I was reaching, man.
Jeez.
I had the Kevin Durant alarms on that. I was reaching.
All right.
Tim Duncan's got to be in that conversation.
Oh, Dwight Howard, Blake Griffin, good guys. That overpower people. We're talking about.
My bad.
I apologize. Just overpowering.
No, but I already said the top centers in the league.
I'm just saying about overpowering.
Answer the question, man.
Okay, my bad.
Time to go down to Kevin Harlan. He's got the call. Kev?
Nikola.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. Joined in the booth with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan. Looking at Sacramento, they want to turn it around after the loss to Miami.
Just looking at the stat sheet, they gave far too many free throws away in that game. Maybe it was the noise in the building or something, but they really looked rattled.
Well, Greg, I don't know if it was the biggest reason for that loss, but all of those misses from the stripe clearly had an impact on that game.
Now Sacramento starting five. Aflalo is out there with Cauley Stein. Then there's Iman Shumpert. And it's Rose. And it's Cousins in at the pivot spot, manning the middle.
And Scott Skiles has been around the league as a coach for a while now, coming home to where he played most of his career here in Orlando. And at times, he can be a demanding coach.
Payton against Rose. Payton drives in. He dishes it to Ibaka. And stolen by Cousins. Here's Aflalo. Good. And it's Cousins picking up the assist.
How about the quick hands on the steal and the quick feet on the break?
Yeah, careless, silly mistake there, though. I mean, coughing the ball up and then not being quick enough to get back on defense, that's costly.
Now here's Payton. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game.
Defensively, that possession better not start a trend because they just handed him 2 points.
Now we go to Doris Burke, who spoke with Scott Skiles. Doris?
He told me he's wary about how they'll contend with DeMarcus Cousins inside. He said he's a beast in there, no doubt about it. Size, length, strength, and a ton of skill. The talent is really off the charts with him. And guys, he knows it won't be easy to muscle Cousins away from the rim, but he said that's what they've got to find a way to do. It won't be easy.
And as always, Doris, thank you. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've had a number of empty ones, a long time without a basket.
I got to find something, you're right. Oh, here we go with Gordon. Nobody back. Can't get it to fall, and he's missed the second after making his first. Sacramento's gone 0-3 from three-point land. Nothing yet going outside. Lets it go from 11, and Aflalo. Bucket on the assist from Cauley Stein.
You love for any trip down the floor to end with a shot like that.
Got a piece of it. There's the pick. Left side Ibaka. Takes the three. And it's Sacramento with the rebound.
You know, last season, DeMarcus Cousins had several triple-doubles, but with Cousins, he would have 20-plus rebounds to go along with 20 points and 10 assists. That's amazing for a big man, for any man, as a matter of fact.
Now Biyombo, after Aaron Aflalo missing that last three-pointer. And a little over 2.5 minutes gone here in the first. Cousins, and again it's Sacramento converting. And for Cousins, those 20-20-10 triple-doubles are an incredibly rare feat. First time, in fact, that we've seen that in the NBA since 2010.
And he was the first big man since the great Wilt Chamberlain to do it in back-to-back games. So Cousins is one of the rare big men who can do it all and has displayed that multiple times last season.
Aflalo, that's good.
There's a chance he could have a big game if they don't D him up more tightly on the perimeter.
Looking at the last game for Orlando, it was a loss to Minnesota.
Yeah, they were in a funk from the field in that game. Credit the defense, though, because even when they got open looks, no rhythm to knock them down.
Hey, guys, every team has a night like that on occasion. It happens. Hey, we call them gong games. You just want to hit the gong, forget about them, and move on.
The drive by Cousins. And that one goes in as he is fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts at the line.
How about the concentration? He gets hit but stays with the play and gets the finish.
Innovation and improvisation right there, Greg. Finding a way to get that shot to fall after taking the contact.
So a new group on the floor for Orlando. And the Kings will go for a different look here. Kufis checked in for Cauley Stein. Morris comes in for Aaron Aflalo. McLemore's checked in for Shumpert. And McRae's subbed in for Derrick Rose. Now here is Augustine. He's coming off a 10-point game against Minnesota. Big step last year for Vucevic's offense, Clark. Unstoppable at times, both on the blocks and facing up.
Vucevic is a real outstanding future all-star front court. Rebounds at a high rate in traffic and out of his area. Finishes, faces up. This kid has a lot of upside. I really like his game.
And talking about Vucevic's development last season, he's also had the highest assist average of his career. He's a good decision maker on the floor, knows when to take it himself, and knows when to kick it to cutters and spot up shooters.
That one is no good.
You know, and getting back to Vucevic, I mean, he's at an age where he may only get better. Averaged nearly 20 points a game last year after averaging only 14 the year before. That was an incredible leap in production, and I think it's one that'll continue.
So it's Orlando now. Sacramento making their last shot. Here's Azania. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
Just a late reaction there from the defense, and he is always going to finish that one.
Here's McRae. Rebound by the Magic.
And that's the shot he has to take.
Exactly. That's the right look. The decision was good. He just didn't execute.
Augustine passes to Z to the right side. Let's go. Shot is good off the back rim and in. The Kings trailing. Out to the wing. Papagiannis. They get it back. A nice shot by Kufis. Kufis has got his first points of the night.
If you battle for the offensive rebound and come up with it, you're guaranteed a high-quality shot on a follow just like he got there.
And now the first timeout called here for the Magic. And guys, this is the first they're seeing of Sacramento.
And one of the few bright spots of their last season was sweeping the season series in this matchup.
Yeah, for sure. Neither team a big-time contender in their respective conferences, Greg, but when the teams are fairly evenly matched, it can still be entertaining basketball. Sacramento didn't have a free-flowing offense, and they wanted to get up and down, and it showed in their play transitioning from stagnant to free-flowing.
.110 left in the first quarter. Magic have gone 6 of 10 from the field in this ballgame. Sacramento, a team that is likely to put it on the floor to attack. We saw that last year. They have no problem creating with player movement versus ball movement, which is something which is a nice way to kind of begin the transition.
It is, and Kevin, they were dead last in the league in terms of catch-and-shoot field goal attempts. Also near the bottom in catch-and-shoot field goal percentage, so they might have been justified in that.
The Magic have gone 7 of 11 from the field to begin the game. Here's Augustine. The teardrop falls in.
You know, obviously, he knows how to finish with some flair.
For Sacramento, they've gone 8 of 14 from the field in the first quarter. Here's McCray. Off target with his 3. Orlando's gone 2 of 4 from beyond the arc to start the game. It's stolen by Morris. 4 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Koufos the pass to McCray. And here's Morris for 3. And it's Orlando with the rebound. Here's Augustine. He provides a good amount of offense for the team, averaging around 11.5 points a game. With the fadeaway. And the shot no good, a bit short. McCray, the shot misses. It's all tied in Orlando. And the second quarter about to get started. We'll be back in just a moment. And Serge Ibaka, becoming known for his shooting ability now, he talked about the confidence his teammates and his coach instilled in him. Well, if you wonder how much difference a coach can make for a player, there it is. Huh?
You heard it in Serge's voice, too. That confidence has already been planted in him. That voice telling him, shoot the ball, is now in his own head. He's going to be just fine.
And the second quarter getting underway. No team gaining an edge so far. And from what we've seen from Orlando, what do you guys see?
Just the start they're looking for in this game. Solid offensively through the first.
Very crisp and sharp. Not much stagnation at all on offense.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. On the court for Orlando, Bismack Biyombo is out there at Vucevic. And there's Gordon. Then it's Evan Fournier. And it's Payton in at the 1 spot. And watching Evan Fournier, he's an intriguing 2-guard prospect. Saw his minutes, Greg, spike last season after getting traded at the deadline.
Yeah, he finally had the chance to get in and prove himself. Had a few strong outings in the second half of last year.
The try by Vucevic. Terrific design on the pick play, and he lays it in. Vucevic has got 5.
I think they need to get much more disruptive defensively. They can't just keep allowing these easy baskets.
That's got to be job number 1 right now. Nothing easy on the inside.
Boy, he shows a lot of desire when he's fighting for that tough board, and his length doesn't hurt either.
Payton kicks to Vucevic. There's the feed to Fournier. Breaks it off the glass. Fournier's got the game tied up here for the Magic.
8 of the last 10 points at that end of the court have been scored on very high percentage shots in the paint.
And really, there is no resistance defensively right now. It is just far too easy.
So the Kings call timeout. They're first. The Amway Center here in Orlando didn't see a lot of wins last season. Magic really struggled at times. Surprisingly, Greg, in this building.
Yeah, a young team still haven't yet established their identity. Only 13 wins at home. And really, that inability to defend that home court is why they fell out of the playoff hunt early.
Serge Ibaka has checked in for Vucevic. DeMarcus Cousins has checked in for the Kings. From downtown, good for another basket for him. Number 4 today, he's 4 of 8.
You know, what's a bit alarming for the Magic at home is that it was a step back from the previous season. I mean, for a team that's supposed to be young and improving, they shouldn't be getting worse at home year to year.
Biyombo, no luck. Kings leading now by 3. And we're about 2 minutes into the second quarter. Magic have gone 3 of 4 from the floor here in the second quarter.
And a big problem for the Magic at home was that they just didn't protect the rim. I mean, they would end with the second worst home field goal percentage against. That's a dozen straight points coming off the triple.
Yeah, Greg, you know, they're having free reign from beyond the arc. The defense is just not there.
And it's Gordon missing.
If they could end every possession with that shot, they'd be happy. 9 times out of 10, that's an easy layup for him.
48. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. It's going to go on Willie Cauley-Stein.
Yeah, good job to take it right at the D.
Yeah, really left them no choice there, Greg. I mean, He had to foul and keep him from converting the easy bucket.
And let's take a moment here to get your guys' take on scoring so far for the Kings.
Boy, the three-point shot has really been dropping for him early on.
And the other thing, though, is their execution in terms of their ball movement has been flawless. Sets up a lot of easy scoring opportunities.
And the first one drops. Well, last season, Greg, another year without playoff basketball in Sacramento. Ashamed to see some of the best fans in the NBA not be a part of the postseason.
And it's a great point, Kevin. Now, 9 straight years where the Kings have failed to make the postseason. 29-win seasons aren't going to get you very far when you're battling in the West.
And, you know, you mentioned the 9 straight years without a playoff appearance for the Kings. Their last trip was in 2006. And since then, they've been rebuilding. That's the second longest playoff drought in the NBA.
Just not enough bodies on the glass right there, and they paid for it.
Well, Greg, I know you're a little guy, but you know what it means to box out, and it's an effort thing and a mindset deal. You got to get your body between that other player and the ball.
Richardson, he's checked in for Evan Fournier. Here's Biyombo. Falls through. He's now made 2 of 4.
Well, if the Kings do make it back to the playoffs, you know they'll be dangerous. Their fans have been through so much the last few seasons. They really deserve to see a team in postseason contention.
Boy, just by his body language, Kevin, you can tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Yeah, it seemed like he had great rhythm on that. You can see the disappointment in his face.
Shot by Gordon, wide open. Offensive rebound. He kicks it to Payton. Screen by Ibaka. Back to Payton. A wide open look here for Ibaka. Comes up empty from 19 feet out. Shumpert with it. Now Payton defending. And that is good. Cousins has got the lead up to 6 now for the Kings.
I like the fact that he led his teammate right to the ideal spot. You don't always throw it to your teammate. You throw it to where he needs to be.
Payton dishes to Ibaka. Off the iron that time.
That's not a sight you see very often. I mean, he has a great feel for that jump shot, especially when he's open.
2 minutes, less than 2 minutes remaining in the quarter. Payton against Cousins. Payton kicks to Ibaka. Beyond the arc. Here's Biyombo. And it goes as the official calls the foul. Count it. He'll shoot one more at the free throw line.
The number of points they've scored in the paint already today is pretty eye-opening.
It really is, Clark. The defenders need to do a better job of closing those lanes to the hoop.
So Orlando going with an almost entirely new group here. Z's checked in for Ibaka. Hezonja comes in for Gordon. Wilcox is checked in for Richardson. And DJ Augustine subbed in for Payton. The Orlando Magic didn't make the playoffs last year for the 3rd consecutive season, Greg. They knew it wasn't a realistic goal for them.
Yeah, and last season wasn't really about making the postseason, Kevin, for this group. Soon that will have to be the goal, as patience will wear thin within that fan base.
Out to the right wing. Plenty of space. Cousins pulls it in. Cousins has got his 5th rebound in this one. To the left wing. And Rose wide open. He shoots. And once again off the mark by Sacramento.
Well, it's been a while for the Magic in regards to the postseason. Another year of missing postseason play. This latest playoff drought comes after they made 6 straight trips to the playoffs from 2007 to 2012.
The Magic making a switch here. Vucevic is checked in. And the Kings also making a change. Kuvas checked in for DeMarcus Cousins.
Not able to find it here in the second. He's off stride and off track just a bit after that one he had earlier.
Vucevic setting the pick for Augustine. Rebound by Rose.
And overall, this Orlando franchise has been pretty consistent in making the playoffs. They've had 14 playoff trips since the inception of the franchise back in 1989. Given how hard it can be for expansion teams, you have to say that's a solid month.
Here's Augustine. Aaron Aflalo picking up that last basket. And with that shot, the Kings lead is cut down to just 3 in the basket from Hezonja.
And despite the hot start from beyond, they've gotten away from shooting the triple.
And trailing in this game, now is not the time to start playing conservatively. I mean, if you've got an open look from deep, Let it go. I mean, you've got to play freely and with confidence.
And Orlando has possession. After Aaron Aflalo getting his shot to go from deep. Hazanya's shot is off. Now here's McLemore. Defense is right there. Augustine. The shot will not go. So we've reached the end of the first half of play. The Kings on top, up 6. 2K Sports, back in a moment from the Amway Center.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here, joined by Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. We welcome you to the halftime show on 2K Sports. A pretty close game for the Kings throughout the first quarter. Nothing seemed to give way on either side of the scoring column as they wrapped up the period all knotted up. The second quarter was when things really came together for them, and the result is they were able to build a solid 6-point lead at the half. What'd you think about Sacramento, Kenny?
Well, the reserves really came through when they needed a spark. This is a close game. Any points you can get from your bench are huge. I thought the bench guys came in and inserted themselves like they wanted a starting spot. And that's what you want. Subs who are ready to produce the moment they step on the floor.
Check. What'd you think about Orlando?
Well, if you can't shoot the ball, you might want to stop chucking it up. They keep trying the three, but it's not going down. They're relying too much on the three ball. Way too much. It's good when it's falling for you, but when it's not, you have to try something else.
And that'll do it for now as the second half of our game is about to get underway. Kevin Harlan has the call.
Well, both sides have assessed what they need to do over the break in halftime. We'll see now if one can pull out a way here in the third.
Slowing down Aflalo, no easy feat. He has 12 points, and he's done a little bit of work behind the arc. He's got a pair of three-pointers.
And you know what? The defenders have that in the back of their minds now. They'll be on him a little tighter.
And Sacramento has possession. They'll be off to Charlotte for a game against the Hornets. And that game will be 4 out of 5 on the road for the team. On the court for Sacramento, they've got Aflalo. DeMarcus Cousins out there with Cauley-Stein. And it's Rose. And it's Shumpert in at the 2-guard. And guys, Bismack Biyombo, he got into a groove at the end of last season. After Al Jefferson went down, remember the month of April, he averaged nearly 9 rebounds a game. 2.5 blocks. He was all over the floor.
Yeah, and that's Bismack. I mean, he's that guy. He cleans the glass for you, intimidates shooters in the lane. He's not all the way consistent yet, but he's shown steady improvement.
Sacramento leading by 6. Dishes it to Aflalo. Yes, and it's Rose with the assist that time. Rose has got his 3rd assist on the night. The Magic shooting well. They're at 45%. Rose against Payton. Fournier, that's for 2. And he comes off the screen to bury the jump shot. Fournier's got his 3rd basket of the night. Rose passes to Aflalo. Some nice ball movement here by the Kings. Count that one. Cauley-Stein's got the lead. Back up to 8 now for the Kings.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Everybody on the same page, completely in sync. tremendous communication and awareness.
Derrick Rose has certainly piled up the awards for such a young player, starting with Rookie of the Year, with 111 first-place votes to only 5 for the runner-up. We know about his MVP, and that just shines out so brightly for him.
And how about he and Michael Jordan, the only MVPs in Chicago Bulls history?
Time called here. The Magic decide to talk it over.
You know, looking back to Rose's MVP award, his stats were on another planet that year. He was only the 3rd player to record 2,000 points and 600 assists in a single season since 1973. The other two, LeBron James and Michael Jordan.
Some changes for Sacramento. Morris is checked in for Afflalo, and McRae subbed in for Derrick Rose. 90 seconds now into the second half. To the paint, here's Gordon, and he comes off the screen and slams it through.
Nothing fancy there. Didn't need it.
Nope. His only concern right now, Clark, is getting the points on the board, and I don't mean style points.
I like the simplicity.
Well, there's also style just with the fact that he's able to have that kind of a finish, though. Still, I like that pretty one-handed flush. You know, in talking about D-Rose, I don't think the individual awards mean much to him. He's about trying to help his team win championships. And that's the kind of mindset he has to continue to display.
Now, here's Cousins. 7 points in the game. That's good. Morris has got 6.
They just continue to splash home those threes. Eliminating the deep shot has to become priority number 1 for this defense.
Absolutely. You cannot allow a team to have that kind of a rhythm from beyond.
And here is Payton following Marcus Morris's 3. Payton kicks to Fournier, 5 to shoot. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Sacramento leading by 9. Puts up a 3, and that is good.
Those are starting to add up. Of their last 5 baskets, 3 of them have been three-pointers.
And clearly it's about how poorly the defense has played. They've got to close out faster.
And here is Payton after the three-pointer from Iman Shumpert.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
And the wide-open shot from Morris. Another 3 for Sacramento.
And they seem to have gotten something out of almost every possession. Their defense has been just as good, just a tremendous performance all the way around.
Yeah, and they're doing it in hostile territory, too. I mean, don't forget about that part of it, which makes it even more impressive.
I love the ball movement there. He put that on a silver platter, just served him up.
And for Aaron Gordon, so much fanfare entering the 2014 draft, selected 4th overall, which was actually a couple of slots higher, I think, Greg, than many experts thought.
I agree. And, you know, a lot of people obviously liked him, but Orlando clearly loved him and had very high hopes for this young man. And, of course, the injured foot, only 11 games a season ago and never really got back on track.
Now a timeout called by Sacramento.
And, you know, getting back to Aaron Gordon, his defense is really what had scouts most excited. He has the rare combination of strength, lateral quickness, and ups to defend multiple positions.
Catching up on the changes for Orlando. Vucevic checked in for Biyombo. Richardson comes in for Aaron Gordon. And DJ Augustine subbed in for Payton. The drive by Vucevic. Lays it up and in off the pretty assist. Vucevic has got his 3rd basket of the night right there. Kings leading now by 11.
And talking about Aaron Gordon, everyone knew coming in that he was kind of unrefined. You're betting on his upside and hoping that he develops a consistent shot. And boy, if he does, you're talking about a guy who could become a perennial all-star.
The Kings shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night.
2 shots.
And he makes the first. Well, the Magic knew that last season would be one, Greg, for development. A young team like they had needs to grow before they can really compete.
And you touched upon it, Kevin. They really were a young team last season. 3rd youngest team in the league by the end of the year. How about an average age of just over 24 years old?
And so he makes both from the line.
And you talk about that low age number for the Magic. You mentioned it a moment ago, and They had several rookies last season. That's why they were so young. It was as good a year as any to get their feet wet and see what those young guys could do.
Augustine, no luck.
Well, he's not necessarily a strong inside presence, but he needs to polish those chances off.
From the wing, and he drops that one in. McCray has got 4 this quarter. Here's Augustine.
And the Magic, while their youth did grow over the course of the season, they still struggle. And they do need a veteran presence to kind of ensure that they don't start developing that culture of losing in the franchise. That would have been lucky had it fallen poor shot selection.
Yeah, look at the coach's face and the expression. It says all over it. Are you kidding me?
And they clearly are just destroying this group right now from the three-point line.
Yeah, and the defense knows it. I mean, they are fully stretched out trying to stop the three-point shot and still haven't been able to do it.
Vucevic, the 17-footer goes down. Vucevic has got 9.
Just couldn't get a hand in the face on that one.
That's using what you got. He's got a height advantage, put it to good use there, and got himself a clean look.
McLemore, no good. The Magic trail by 16. Picked by Vucevic. Augustine dishes to Wilcox. The basket is good. The assist from Augustine. Wilcox has got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Magic will take it.
Well, that's inexcusable to throw a pass that far off the mark.
Hezonja, he's checked in for the Magic. Aaron Aflalo, he's checked in for Sacramento. Rose comes in for McCray. Orlando with the ball. Their next game is at Quicken Loans Arena in Cleveland, taking on the Cavaliers. That will be a getaway game for them, a one-game road trip. Rose with the double team. Wilcox kicks to Augustine. Soft touch off the glass. Augustine's got 6.
Even double team. He had the vision to see the open man.
Outside Rose. That one's off. Still out of sync. And here's Augustine. There's the triple. And again, it's Orlando with the 3.
And all of a sudden, the shots now falling in bunches. The complexion of this game has completely changed.
Yeah, and that was the only thing that could have brought him back in this game. Everything had to start dropping. And boy, have they gotten on a roll.
And a great show through 3 quarters as we enter the 4th. Who will carry the day? Kings lead by 8. And we're coming back in just a moment. Get ready for the 4th quarter of action when we return. Well, welcome back as we get set to start the 4th. The Magic trail by 8. Payton is out there with Evan Fournier. And there's Bismack Biyombo. And it's Ibaka. And it's Gordon in at the 3 spot. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Magic. Here's Fournier. Kicks to Ibaka. Clock at 6. Payton against Rose. It's hauled in by the Kings. Cauley-Stein's got 5 rebounds tonight. Cousins, the pass to Aflalo. Good. And it's Cousins picking up the assist. Cousins has got 4 assists in the game.
Just carrying the load right now offensively, guys. He is not wasting any chances.
From where I sit, Greg, it's a simple deduction. If they want things to be easy on themselves here late, make sure he has the ball.
Well, it was a slow start to his rookie year for Payton, but he came along very strong.
Yeah, it looked really good for the Magic down the stretch. Even recorded his first triple-double. I think there will be more of those in his career.
And guys, for Payton, so many were talking him up as the best point guard of the class early. But it's never easy to adjust to the NBA speed, and it just took him a little bit of time. And guys, I think the next big step for Elfrid Payton is going to be getting his shot right. I mean, he has the tools to be an impact guard, but it's hard to create when you can't keep teams honest from deep.
Catching up on the changes for Sacramento. Morris comes in for Aaron Aflalo, and McCray subbed in for Derrick Rose. Here's McCray. Feeds to Cauley-Stein. From deep. It's hauled in by the Magic. Biyombo's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Here's Ibaka, and there's a whistle that goes on Iman Shumpert. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, clearly he had an established position there.
Yeah, and I like this call because you want the refs in that situation. If there's any doubt, err on the side of giving the benefit of the doubt to the offensive player. That should have been a block, and it was.
Fournier, that's for 2. Loses the defender with the screen and drills the jumper.
You can't afford to get him that kind of a look.
Well, you know, he came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you've got to do a better job of fighting over and through that.
The shot is good by McRae.
And he got loose from the three-point range in the first half and showing signs here that he's still got the flow in the second.
Time called here. The Magic decide to talk it over. The Kings were off to a hot start last year, but things certainly fell apart midway. A big factor in that was the messy firing of their coach, Mike Malone.
Yeah, really, that firing came out of nowhere to the fans and the players, and it seemed odd to fire a coach that has been leading his team to good basketball.
Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Yes, exactly, Kevin. I got a chance to hear what Scott Skiles said to his team. He was not happy with their play to this point, telling them we're getting out hustled, plain and simple. There's still time, but we've got to dial up our effort. Kevin, we'll see if they have enough to get it done.
And, you know, we'll never really know the full details of why Malone was fired, but the effect it had on the team was easy to see. Kings really tailspinned out of control afterward.
Here's Payton following the basket by DeMarcus Cousins, and he gets it to go.
Well, check out that assist. That's a pair of teammates that are clearly on the same page.
You know, the Kings, I think, will look back and realize they made a dubious decision the way they handled that coaching change. I mean, lucky for them, they were able to right things, so to speak, by landing George Karl later on, clearly one of the better coaches in NBA history.
Sacramento leading by 9. Morris outside. Offline with his 3. Orlando, they've gone 2 of 4 from the field since we started the final quarter of play. And that one's good. Fournier's got 6 points in the quarter.
And this has been purely a display of offense that we're seeing here today.
And, you know, it's only getting better as both of these teams' defenses are starting to show signs of wearing down.
Now here's Payton. Right side, Gordon. Magic moving the ball around. And with that shot, the Kings lead is cut down now to just 4 points with the basket from Payton. And just about 3 minutes through the fourth quarter here. McRae passes to Morris. Here's Cauley-Stein. And once again off the mark by Sacramento. Orlando, they've gotten 4 of their 6 shots to fall so far here in the fourth. A pretty nice efficiency there. Fournier, that's for 2. Cauley-Stein grabs the board. Cauley-Stein's got his 6th rebound on the night. Here's Morris. And no good. The dry spell continuing for him. And now here comes Gordon leading the break. And Ibaka slams it in.
And all of a sudden, that great run makes this a ball game again. And now is no time to take your foot off the gas. They have got to stay aggressive.
And, Greg, I think they will. I mean, they're close enough to taste it. So they're going to keep that pressure on and keep coming at him.
Now Payton. Screen by Ibaka. Back to Payton. Trying his luck deep. Cousins pulls it in. Cousins has got 8 rebounds in this game. Here's Shumpert. Pulled the shot a little left, but the bounce goes his way. And it's a 6-point Kings lead. Now a timeout called by Orlando. They're trailing by 6. 1:49 left in the fourth quarter. Vucevic checked in for Biyombo. Sacramento also making some changes. Aaron Aflalo. He's checked in for Morris. And it's Rose in for McCray. And Orlando has possession. Picked by Vucevic. Payton dishes to Fournier. And stolen by Cauley Stein. Now it's Shumpert running. He can go all the way.
Oh, wow.
It's a beautiful jam.
Easy to see who's going to win that race.
Yeah, early offense is often easy offense. Excellent work that time.
And that was Kia bringing you the close-up on the big-time play.
You know what? I think he had to call timeout right now just to get his guys to regroup because they were really ragged out there.
Yeah, they've got to get some things straightened out. And sometimes the best way to do that is with the timeout. They look to be overwhelmed right now.
Now a timeout called by Orlando. They trail by 8. 1:35 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Payton outside. And there's the pass to Gordon. Kept alive Orlando.
Way to stay alert and grab the long rebound.
Rose kicks to Cauley Stein. It's good. This time the assist from Rose. And it's 6 points for Willie Cauley Stein.
And they are trying to put the hammer down, attacking the rim whenever they can.
Vucevic, count the bucket, coming off a perfectly placed assist.
That pass into the paint, that is a work of art there, dead on target.
From the baseline, and he hits the jump shot. 18 points for Aaron Aflalo.
And now as the clock ticks down, this is going to end up as a solid victory here for the Kings.
It was like watching a three-point shooting contest tonight here, Clark.
I call them warm-up jump shots. I mean, 3 after 3, it paid off for them in the end.
And so with this win, they'll move to 6 victories on the season.
And with the win approaching, they'll take the first game here of 2 that they'll play against this team. Nice to get that first one out of the way and set the tone.
It sure is. It's just the 2 gamers since they're in opposite conferences, and you can bet they'll take the same approach right into game 2 that they had tonight.
And you know what? If you're the defense, you got him right where you want him. Let him keep shooting those threes because he's been brutal in this half.
Another shot. The shot's good from Fournier.
Not fazed at all by having a bigger defender on him down low, and I really thought he would be.
You know, at first glance, you wouldn't think that he'd be comfortable in that particular situation, but, well, I tell you what, he didn't look like he was out of his element at all right there.
Now a timeout called by Orlando. They trail by 12. There's 21 seconds left in the fourth. What do you think, guys?
Yeah, they can game plan all they want, but unless they can put more time on the clock, I think this bad boy's over.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what they hope to get accomplished with this timeout here.
There's 21 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Once again off the mark, Orlando. And here are the Kings now. They're on a 14-4 run right now. Here's Hezonja, guarded by Heinrich. Passes it to Hezonja. Shoots. The basket is good. The assist from Augustine. Heinrich. Count it. So it's the Kings winning this one easily. A solid win on the road for them. This building was dead silent by the time, GA, this one wound down.
And that's what you want to do. Take the crowd out of it by crunch time. Don't give them any chance to lift their team up at the finish.
And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
DeMarcus, certainly some quality assists and passing from you all night. Was that a focus for you?
Yeah, and that's something Coach been telling me to do, and some of my teammates as well. Just go out there and set the tempo. And if I start sharing the ball to the team, I'm kind of follow behind. So.
Thank you so much. Back to you guys at the table.
All right, Doris, thank you. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. This is Kevin Harlan saying thank you for tuning in. Now it's time to head back to the studio with Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny Smith.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson, joined by Shaq and Kenny the Jet. Now let's take this opportunity to check out our Jordan Player of the Game.
I can't imagine a player having a better night from the field than he had tonight. His shooting percentage was off the charts. He used every trick in the book to get those high percentage shots. He shot from every direction, and there was a little bit of luck here and there, but he was on fire.
And that'll do it for tonight. For Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Harlan, and our illustrious 2K Sports crew, this is Ernie Johnson. Have a good night, everybody.